Mexico, a longtime friend of the United States, is reportedly teaming up with the powerful BRICS alliance. This decision might seem surprising, but it's driven by Mexico's desire for independence, more economic chances, and a stronger voice on the global stage. The impact of this alliance is massive, and it's bound to shake up geopolitics. It raises an important question. Could this unexpected partnership be the game changer that transforms the relationship between Mexico and the United States forever? Let's find out. First, why would Mexico want to join BRICS? Well, right now, BRICS is one of the centers of the emerging multipolar world, free from the global influence of the West. The current members of the association support the idea of expansion, but at the same time recognize that it will not be fast. The Mexican Foreign Minister, Marcelo Ebrard, said that Mexico shares the vision and values of the BRICS and hopes to deepen its cooperation with them in various fields, especially in medicine and trade. Mexico's move comes amid growing tensions with its northern neighbor, the United States, over issues such as immigration, border security, trade, and human rights. The U.S. has imposed tariffs on Mexican goods, threatened to cut off aid, and demanded that Mexico do more to stop the flow of migrants from Central America. Mexico has also faced criticism from the U.S. for its handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and its alleged interference in the Venezuelan crisis. At this point, Mexico sees the BRICS as an alternative platform to diversify its foreign relations and increase its global influence. Mexico is the second largest economy in Latin America after Brazil and has a population of more than 120 million people. It also has a strong manufacturing sector that competes with China in some markets. It has already established close ties with China, which is its second largest trading partner after the U.S. It has also participated in several BRICS summits as an observer and guest. But Mexico's bid to join the BRICS faces some challenges and uncertainties. The BRICS group has not formally announced any criteria or process for admitting new members, although Russia has suggested that it could expand by 5 countries in 2023. The BRICS also have different interests and agendas that may not always align with Mexico's. For instance, Mexico may have to balance its relations with China and India, which are rivals in Asia. Mexico may also have to deal with the possible backlash from the U.S., which may see Mexico's alignment with the BRICS as a threat to its regional influence. What could be the consequence of Mexico's alliance with BRICS? While joining BRICS could be positive for Mexico economically and globally, it may cause concerns for the U.S. Having economic and power rivals such as Russia and China with close economic and political ties with Mexico could influence how the U.S. has to deal with Mexico in the future, and could provide these rivals with easier access to the U.S. market. Mexico is the second largest economic power in Latin America, with a significant GDP and purchasing power that makes it a crucial gateway to the North American market. Despite having differences regarding immigration and trade, both Mexico and the U.S. have maintained a cordial relationship, which has been mutually beneficial. However, recent cartel killings of American citizens near the U.S. border have strained the relationship between Mexico and the U.S. Some Republican members of the U.S. House of Representatives have used this tragedy to call for U.S. military intervention, including the option of invading Mexico to attack the cartels. In response, Mexican President Andrés Obrador deemed the proposal irresponsible and stated that Mexico would not permit a foreign power to intervene. As a result of these repeated calls for U.S. military intervention, Mexico has expressed renewed interest in joining BRICS, an economic partnership between Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Although the partnership with BRICS would mainly be economic, it could make the U.S. Congress more cautious in its dealings and statements towards Mexico diplomatically, as well as diversify Mexico's foreign relations and increase its global influence. Mexico has had long-standing relationships with all of the BRICS nations, but primarily relies on Brazil, China, and Russia as its economic trade partners. Joining BRICS would further solidify these partnerships and potentially lead to one of these nations overtaking the U.S. as Mexico's primary trade partner. China and Russia have been increasing their investments in Mexico, particularly in minerals, energy, and technology. Russia's state-owned Rosatom International is helping develop nuclear power capabilities in Mexico, which could be of growing concern if Mexico joins BRICS. Having a Russian entity with nuclear power access so close to the U.S. would raise questions for the U.S. government. On the other hand, China has been slowly attempting to devalue the dollar by having Brazil and India trade in their native currencies, cutting the dollar out as an intermediary currency. With a BRICS membership, China could try to persuade Mexico to do the same, increasing the value of their currency while impacting the USD's economic vitality. However, the US is Mexico's current largest trade partner, and Mexico would not want to risk ruining that relationship. A BRICS membership could potentially guarantee that the US Congress would be more calculated in their statements against Mexico, especially any statements that suggest invasion to dismantle the cartels. A US invasion would harm Mexico's economy, which would subsequently impact China and Russia. Joining BRICS would provide an extra layer of security for Mexico to ensure the US treats it respectfully, as long as the US does not immediately feel that such an alliance poses an immediate threat to national security. Would there be political consequences for Mexico? Well, if Mexico were to finally join BRICS, it would be significant and far-reaching, shaping both regional and global dynamics. Mexico's inclusion in BRICS would amplify the alliance's influence, as it adds a major Latin American economy and a country with significant geopolitical weight. This would enhance the bloc's collective bargaining power and potentially challenge the established global order. Its alignment with BRICS would also further solidify the emergence of a multipolar world, characterized by multiple centers of power challenging Western dominance. It would contribute to the diversification of global political alignments and increase the influence of non-Western countries. Joining BRICS would provide Mexico with opportunities for increased trade, investment, and economic cooperation with the member countries. It could lead to the expansion of market access, technology transfers, and joint development projects, fostering economic growth and diversification. Mexico's alignment with BRICS could result in closer cooperation and alignment with the policies and positions of the alliance's member countries, particularly in areas such as global governance, international trade, and multilateralism. This could impact Mexico's foreign policy decisions and its stance on global issues. Mexico's inclusion might introduce challenges within the BRICS alliance itself. The bloc's existing members have diverse interests, and Mexico would need to navigate and balance relationships with China, Russia, India, and South Africa, considering their differing priorities and agendas. Joining BRICS would enhance Mexico's global influence and provide a platform for it to actively engage in shaping international affairs. Mexico could have a stronger voice on global issues such as climate change, regional conflicts, and reforming international institutions. However, historically, the United States has been a key source of aid and support for Mexico in various areas, including security cooperation, development assistance, and disaster relief. If the U.S. perceives Mexico's alignment with BRICS as a divergence from shared interests and values, it could result in reduced U.S. support, potentially impacting areas such as security cooperation and development funding. Alright guys, that wraps up our video today. Hope you enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on this new alliance? Please let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to give us thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.